Hello there. Did you miss me again? I took a break from Sploon so I could present a top 10 on a topic that you're probably way too familiar with at this point. It's recently been discovered that Toadette can power up into a lookalike of Princess Peach herself by obtaining the Super Crown. But this is a transformation that's sadly restricted to Toadette in the upcoming new Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. Naturally, the internet went on a tirade with a ballooning number of questions regarding this feature, the most notable being, what would happen if other characters got a hold of the Super Crown? I did a bit of digging through Google Images and ended up finding a load of characters in their hypothetical Peachified forms, and you guessed it, today I'm going to present my 13 favorites. But first, Princess Peach herself deserves an honorable mention, seeing as she would likely be extremely bothered by the sudden rise of Peach clones across the interwebs. So if anyone else becomes Peach with the Super Crown, then what happens to Peach herself? The answer is this. I can't even figure out how to describe this mofo, although it reminds me of that reversified molecular separator ray. And again, it makes me wonder if there's a way to reverse that. I don't even see the Super Crown on her. Looks like she absorbed it into her. Whatever. Anyway, onto the countdown itself. Kicking off the list is the Luma, or a generic representation of the Luma species. This is a selection I can get down with. Come on, Mario Galaxy was a shit. The Lumas are notorious for being ridiculously loyal to Rosalina, but it's been suggested that she doesn't nourish them as much as they like. Several of them show up in random places waiting to be fed loads of star bits, but even then they're generally cheerful and energetic. But you can rest assured that if a Luma puts on the Super Crown, the first thing you'll hear is a Peachified Luma yelling at you to feed her, goddammit. Maybe that'll get Rosa to realize she fucked up. Maybe she'll then learn not to mess with Star Butterfly too. Have you ever wondered what it would be like if Mario needed rescuing from Bowser's clutches? Then play Super Princess Peach. It's a weird game, but very well fleshed out and should keep you occupied for some time. Anyway, this idea stems from the notion that only Toadette can use the Super Crown in NSMBU U Deluxe, so if Mario and Toadette were to go on the adventure together, even though Mario's also playing, Toadette should still have access to this elusive power-up, right? Of course, that leaves the inevitable possibility of the crown literally falling into the wrong hands. Neither one can believe what has just transpired in front of them, but I don't think Princess Mario's about to complain about it. I'm gonna make a bold statement here. Goombas are people too. Case in point, how would Mario feel about stomping on a mushroom/chestnut type minion if it were Peachified into a Nico Nico? Or how would he respond to said Nico chasing him like it's been doing for the last 30 some odd years? Would his pew 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 shtick still work on him? I don't know. He might still be Mario, but he's been known to crumble against even the weakest of adversaries. After 30 whole years, I've figured out the real reason why the Shy Guys never take off their masks. They're not Princess Peach. Their natural evil alignment has nothing to do with it. If a Shy Guy obtained a Super Crown, it would have no reason to be shy anymore, so it could take off the mask and Mario wouldn't be able to resist. He'd probably think it was the real Peach doing a fun cosplay thing. That would have been a good way to seduce Mario into supporting that big wedding that was supposed to happen. That said, I'd now like to give an open letter to Bowser, the King of the Koopas. Dear Bowser, please give your minions to Super... Fuck. I've actually never played any of the Paper Mario games, so coming across this was a surprise. Today I learned that this is Vivian, and this is Vivian with the Super Crown. And unlike Shy Guy and Goomba, this ends up being a princess clone Mario can count on, even if she's still really a ghost. At least now she can get back on her evil sisters for calling her plug ugly. In the world of Sonic the Hedgehog, there's no such thing as Princess Peach. That won't stop the Super Crown from sneaking its way into Sonic's world and giving him yet another piece of transgender art. Interestingly, he retains his hedgehog qualities in this form, but I wonder if he can still run way too fast as a princess clone. The same goes for his Kitsune buddy Tails. Again, I'm seeing a bunch of gender-bent Nikos here. Are Sonic and Tails secretly genderless like the mushroom heads who invented this horrible contraption? That would throw all my fan theories down the shitter. At number 7 is where things start to get a little freaky, because I'm starting to question who's been transformed to look like whom, or if the two actually conducted a horrible fusion. You'll get my drift once you feast your eyes on Yoshi with the Super Crown. To his credit, it starts out innocently enough. I guess Yoshi is a little excited at first to look enough like a human that he can finally communicate properly with this habitual abuser Mario, but then he goes a little overboard. And he should. It's not like Mario hasn't given the little green shit enough to deal with over the years. Give him a taste of his own medicine. And lay eggs. As a human dinosaur hybrid. Yeah, that ought to haunt him for the rest of his life. Have you ever wondered why that Pokemon trainer Ash has never been seen with a girlfriend? He's never had one, obviously. After all these years, he's still too young to be concerned about this dating malarkey. That's just a guess, I don't know. Let's hope he's finally of age during the events of Mario Odyssey, because according to this continuation of a now infamous comic, he becomes mesmerized after one look at the Super Crown, steals it, and uses it to get a girlfriend, that being his trusty Pikachu. The only catch is that this Pikachu is a male by nature, so I can't tell if that would make them gay or bi. For all I know, he still might be too young to be worrying about that shit. Beats me. By far the most annoying thing about playing any underwater level in a Mario game is having to deal with cheap after cheap. Ugh, but what do we have here? It appears the Super Crown has fallen underwater and landed in the hands of the fucking fish. What in blazes am I looking at? Looks like Mario meets the Little Mermaid. Maybe because it is. This doesn't look any bit intimidating, but I won't be surprised if this mermaid still has a bone to pick with our mustachioed Marvel. That bastard had better be on his toes. Or flippers? Frog legs? Cheap fins? Oh, to hell with that. Believe it or not, having never played any of the Smash Bros. Games, I too have hopped on the Smash Ultimate hype train. Well, sort of. I'm only looking forward to playing as the Blue Squid Kid, Daisy, Pauline, Waluigi, and even Ridley. You know, that dragon-type Pokemon-looking guy who also looks like he could be from the Dragon Ball series. Turns out he's able to get a hold of the Super Crown, and Bowser too appears to be enjoying the moment until he becomes a fucking harpy. The reactions from Samus and the real Princess Peach are only a telltale sign of the horrors to come across the interwebs. What, you thought I was kidding? Number 3 is Bowsette himself. Exhibit A, the comic that started this meme and inspired me to hastily whip up this video because reasons. Looks like Bowser was keeping a secret with Mario this whole time, but after a few guys in Japan leaked it out, we started piecing together what they really did after Peach turned them both down, and while enjoying a casual game of Mario Tennis Aces, the princess takes notice and becomes just as dumbfounded as I am. Because I, for one, thought Bowser and Peach were an item. Exhibit B, their secret daughter. But I know what some of you are saying. By night one way, by day another. And I hear you loud and clear. For all I know, this could actually be Princess Peach after she got Shrek-mate. That looks like it could be painful. But you want to know something? I think there's a consistent thing going on with big-name Mario villains and their Peachette forms. Somebody on Tumblr has taken this concept to a whole new level for King Boo, and honestly, I prefer this one. It may be just as repetitive as the Bowsette shitstorm, but I can think of a good reason why it would make sense. Or maybe not. He just goes up to King Boo and offers him the Super Crown. 1, where did he get it from? At this point, it's an entirely new concept, so he wouldn't be able to either find or research it. 2, what's the chance it totally backfires on him? What would happen then? I'm actually curious. Would King Boo violently refuse this gesture, or would he commit something unspeakable on Luigi? But let's say he takes up Luigi's offer and goes out in his own Peachette form. He's still a ghost. Can they actually make love? Would that qualify as necrophilia? Is Luigi caught up in a little piece of heaven? You tell me, I'm not here to answer the questions. This would be the point where I share my number 1 pick, but while I was organizing the list, I remembered that there was another addition to this list I wanted to make, so I'll reveal my number 1.5 pick. Hey, it's my list, I do what the fuck I want. I'm about to blow your mind here. The first official Peachette form came about a whole 4 years prior to the announcement of NSMBU Deluxe. In 2014, somebody stacked an old prototype of the Super Crown on their rose gold iPhone 6, and it became Pink Gold Peach. And it learned how to Mario Kart. And it learned how to tennis. And it learned how to overly trigger Nate Bandy. And now he doesn't give a hell about this whole Peachette deal. Seriously, my cell phone has an actual Peachette form that I can play Mario Kart with. What's not to like about it? Your move, Bandy Man. I bet you think you've seen the absolute best Peachette form thanks to the first 12 entries on this list. However, the Super Crown form I have at number 1 is going to blow away everyone else either on this list or not, and they'll be super jealous because they didn't transform into this. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Waluigi with the Super Crown. I mean, you can't improve something that's already perfect. Okay, that was the second dumbest thing I've ever done. I initially was trying to avoid the Bowsette thing just like you, but it was going around so much to the point where I just gave up and whipped this up because I'm all about the modern style. Yeah, I don't want to go back on that since it was the first Splatfest I've won in a year and 2 months. By the way, subscribe to my channel if you want to see me fail all over again on my climb to the X rank, and maybe even get a job collecting salmonid eggs for a talking statue or something like that. But if that doesn't fly with you, then still share my cheesy voice to your friends and give me your thumbs. No, literally, detach them from your hands and stick them onto this webpage. Do you want to see my videos before I put them up on YouTube, or at least a shout out at the end of videos like this? Consider becoming a sponsor on Patreon. Don't know what Patreon is? If you pledge a cha-ching to me on a monthly, you'll get the bling in return. It's like eBay. Get it? Got it? Good. Okay, I'm probably really busy at the moment, but please check out one of these videos right here. Okay, thanks, bye.